Hello, everyone. Welcome to another HPP Innovation Week session titled Exploring Sustainable Packaging for HPP Beverage Products. My name is Anthony Zapata, Marketing Specialist at Hyperbaric. In this session, we'll discuss different sustainable packaging options for HPP beverage products offered by two different packaging suppliers, Captiva Containers and Liz Packaging. Joining us from Captiva, we have Leon Morgenstern, Executive Director. Leon enjoys the challenge of creating high-performance packaging for HPP. He's the main bridge between customers and Captiva operations with a strong focus on new business development. We also have from Liz Packaging, Victor Duvergy, Business and Product Developer. Victor plays a key role in customer retention and manages several major accounts, including HPP projects in Europe. He also focuses on product development and analyzing technical and operational data, such as improving the packaging line. This session will be structured by a company introduction by each panelist, followed by a Q&A. With that being said, I'd like to now hand off the presentation to Victor.
Thank you, Anthony. So I'm clicking on the link to start. Tell me if it's okay, Anthony.
Awesome, you're all set.
Okay, thank you so much. So hello, everybody. We are very happy to be part of this presentation of Eco Packaging Solution, thanks to Hyperbaric. First, I will present you our activity and how Liz Packaging is born, and after that, I will develop a little bit more about our sectors of activity, and I will insist on HPP products. So Liz Packaging was created in 2015 by Nicolas Moufflet, which is the CEO of the company. He started to work in the year 2000 on PLA made from corn. The conclusion of several years of study gave the result that corn used land for food production, and corn contains a lot of GMO, so the alimentary contact was not healthy for the final consumer. In 2016, the French factory manufactured the first plant-based bottle from PLA sugarcane waste, which is compostable and also certified by the European norm EN 13432. In 2017, Nicolas Moufflet registered the trademark vegan bottle, which is part of a circular economy project that values the renewable resources from earth to earth. And more recently, in February 2021, we have installed our first factory in Mauritius. I will explain a little bit after. So we are 18 employees at Liz Packaging. Our head factory is located 1 hour north of Bordeaux, next to Saint-City in the southwest of France. This factory ensures all the European production. In 2020, we produced 12 million of products, and our forecast for this year is to double the quantities. And the main idea of Liz Packaging is to create a circular economy model, and is also to fight against the plastic pollution by producing a bottle 100% made from vegetal material. All our product does not contain a drop of petrol and are certified by the European norm. So the idea is to create a real circular economy. For those who don't know already this norm, it certifies in Europe that the packaging must be biodegraded in industrial composting in less than 6 months to 90%. Liz Packaging obtained this result within 3 months. The industrial composting consists in exposed to heat above 45 degrees and humidity with other plants that allows the proliferation of bacteria who totally hit the bottle. In Europe, the European Composting Network, ECN, represents more than 3,000 experts and operators with a capacity to process organic waste of more than 30 million tons of organic waste. This facility has transformed organic waste into fertilizer through a perfect balance of heat, microbes, and moisture. Lease packaging is specialized in the creation of packaging, especially bottle, jar, pill boxes, and also injection molds, special preforms, cutlery, and utensils, blah, blah. We also develop customized blow mold design of bottles that match with your brand image. We now have 3 ring size available, 38 millimeters, PCO 28 and TO 92, and more than 40 designs of bottle, flask, and jar. For each development, we are asking you requirement specification, the weight of the bottle you are currently using, whatever it is, rPET or bio-PET or PET. A technical draw. By the way, if you don't have your design, Horifus can think the design and create it for you. Also, information about the packaging line you will work with or you already work with. In addition to our bottles, we created the first 100% compostable vegetable closure last year. All our vegetable caps have a tamper evident ring. We have produced 4 million bottles last year for HPP customers and developed 26 designs of bottle on these projects. So, sorry. If I recap 3 advantages of the vegan bottle is the first bottle with a new material 100% from vegetable material. There is no drop of petrol inside it. There is no endocrine disruptors in a vegan bottle. And at the end of life, the bottle can be reused or the bottle can be disposed in the household waste or in the recycling bins, in the French case. Even the best solution is to use it as industrial compost. So let's focus a little bit more on HPP product. Vegan bottle is suitable for HPP process, a perfect ally to enable brands to create 100% healthy products. HPP is one of our key sectors of activity because the correlationship between the product and the packaging is very strong. It is a question of proposing a product which preserves its qualities thanks to the HPP treatment in a vegan bottle without endocrine disruptors and no petrol. So we have done tests with hyperbaric on 2 models of bottles. And we together came to the conclusion that the bottle must be flexible enough to withstand HPP treatment. There is one bottle who worked really good, pretty good on the machines, and the other was too rigid. So I'm gonna show you examples of bottles we propose. That's the format galley. So you have it in 3 sizes, 38 millimeters. The potion, 4 size. The shooter, 1 size. And the square G, square G. That's our new development. In 2018, we start to add organic or vegetal co-products in our formulation, mixing with co-products of reed, minerals, linen. This allows to produce bottles with a real vegetable aspect. We have several customers abroad, so we send bottles by container, and it is not in our DNA to produce an environmentally friendly bottles to send it worldwide. It is like sending wind. That's why we have set up the licensing system. We sell our injection and blowing machines by adapting to the quantity of bottles desired in the production per year. The licensing contract will be adapted to the quantities of bottle you need. We travel to train your teams on site during 1 or 2 weeks and also to install the machines. Lease Packaging have recently installed its first license in Mauritius with Bio Company, who, for the production of 10 million bottles per year, we only propose this kind of contract outside of Europe because we ensure the European production. So if you're interested for licensing a licensing system, you can contact my colleague William Cockrell. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. You have my contact below, and if you have questions or if you want to start a project with us, it will be a pleasure to meet you. Thanks again. Good continuation of the seminar, and I leave the floor to Leon.
Excellent. Thank you, Victor. Thank you to the hyperbaric team for providing this platform to communicate with everybody in the space. We're very grateful for all the help along the years on working together on many projects with the HPP team, with the hyperbaric team. We're located in Miami, Florida, and their U.S. headquarters are also here. So we've been working closely for some time now, and it's been fantastic. So thank you again. Let me give you tell you a little bit about Captiva. I'll show you a video in just a moment, and then we can get into the sustainable packaging. So Captiva manufactures solutions that captivate the essence and enable success. That's our vision, mission, and everything. We understand entrepreneurs and businesses in the CPG space are looking to differentiate themselves, but as they do so, they tend to deal with an array of challenges along the way: distribution, marketing, manufacturing, etc. We understand that. It's loud and clear, and so that's the reason why we manufacture solutions, so they can focus on growing their businesses while we take care of supplying the products and associated services they need around packaging. Our purpose is to captivate the essence and message of their branding via the customization of packaging. We do so by working closely and thoroughly with our customers and their expertise in the field. The goal is not only for the bottle to look great, but also to include functionality improvements, such as withstanding HPP. And additionally to that, we provide added value services like decoration, such as direct printing on the bottles, warehousing, eco-friendly options that we'll get into, such as our EcoClear or our PET recycled PET. We also coordinate logistics for our customers. Captiva has the capacity to manufacture millions of bottles per month and be a one-stop shop for thousands of companies on a monthly basis. We've grown 20 times since our inception, which reflects our continuous stride to enable success for brands. We operate with cutting-edge technology to guarantee the quality in every product we make, using all new cosmetic-grade equipment. Our customers are happy and comfortable knowing that we have them covered, allowing them to focus on all the other challenges they need to face. We've established great partnerships and friendships, accompanying each other on the path. Regardless of volume, we supply as little as 300 bottles. There's no small clients for Captiva, just clients that have a lot to grow, and we're here to help them do so. Let me show you a quick video of our facility. Thank you.
The story of Captiva is one of a family company with 5 young entrepreneurs coming together to innovate in the food and beverage packaging industry. We are a packaging specialist focused on manufacturing bottles and jars with uncompromising reliability right here in the United States. And we develop custom mold designs. We supply small and medium-sized production runs and go above and beyond to adapt to our customers' needs. Captiva offers a wide decoration portfolio with labeling and our proprietary in-house high-speed decoration platform.
So Captiva was born to bring everything together and give you the complete packaging solution so you can focus on your business.
And we have now accomplished great success, growing our facility to over 14 production lines and producing over 15,000 bottles an hour. At Captiva, we've reached great milestones since we began back in 2014, including 800 active clients, 80 full-time employees, and a beautiful facility with over 100,000 square feet.
Our production footprint has increased by 7 times, and our sales have increased 60% year over year. So we've been busy at Captiva, real busy.
So inspired by our customers' needs, we've developed a full portfolio of products and services, including decoration, such as printing and labeling, ready-to-ship product.
At Captiva, we're continuously investing and developing in new technologies to offer our clients sustainable solutions.
At Captiva, we are committed to engineering bottles for captivating results.
Excellent. Let me share with you our presentation on eco-friendly products. So at Captiva, we are committed in offering recycled, recyclable, biodegradable, eco-friendly packaging. Definitely something that we have to answer questions about on a daily basis. I think it's a common hot button that all brands and companies across the board are facing. So there's a clear challenge in the market where 90% of plastic and 70% of glass in the U.S. ends up in landfills. That's our current situation, and it's been pretty clear with the big players in the market, in particular in the U.S., and we've seen a lot in Europe, where the movement has been towards recycled material. The infrastructure to handle the volume isn't there yet. We see it growing very fast and more facilities popping up within the regions. So there's the long-term goal, I would say, would be to go to recycled material, but there is a short-term challenge that we're facing, which is clearly that along the way, a lot of the bottles are ending up at landfills. That's why Captiva has a two alternative solution as things progress. In the meantime, until our infrastructure for recycling is up and running and we can have a circular economy and everything that entails, we've come up with and developed a proprietary EcoClear additive. The additive is dosified into the bottles and helps the bottles biodegrade at an accelerated pace in landfills. So bottles manufactured with EcoClear additive bridges the gap between modern chemistry and microbiology, environmental microorganisms that restructure the polymer into nature's building blocks, soil, air, and water. This is done while retaining the shelf integrity, strength, clarity, and recyclability of the plastic. So Captiva's EcoClear additive accelerates the biodegradation. A bottle that would take 120 to a couple hundred years to degrade would do so in 5 to 7. We've seen up to 30% of the bottle degrade just within the first year. So definitely an alternative that's been gotten a lot of traction in the market, considering that this is where the majority of bottles end up at. So our EcoClear has been a great solution so far. And then, so not all plastic is the same. We can have a fully PET bottle with EcoClear, and aesthetically it would perform the same and look the same, but have this added value. And then not all plastic is the same, because rPET is finally becoming a viable option. The difference in raw material costs and rPET in the past used to be prohibitive, and we've seen that gap narrow a lot in the past couple of months, and they're pretty much at par now, making it a lot more viable for rPET to come to market. So producing rPET takes 70% less energy, which is great, and it's bottles made from bottles, essentially. So the idea here is to reduce, reuse, and recycle, and to market bottles made from bottles. Additionally to this, we've also incorporated our proprietary printing, which is done directly on the bottles. It's one less substrate of plastic, and we do so in full color, CMYK, and helps the recycling stream. So the first process for recycling is segregating, and one of them is the label. So we've been able to help recyclers by eliminating that component to it. Thank you very much. I look forward to speaking more about this in our Q&A with Anthony and Victor.
Thank you, Leon. I want to thank you both for your presentations. Plenty of insightful information shared. I'd like to now open the floor for some Q&A. Now we have some time left here. I'd like to start off and kick off with the first question. What are the current market trends regarding eco-friendly packaging? If you want, we can start off with Victor and followed by Leon for each question.
Okay. Thank you, Leon, for the presentation. We often notice that ecology is more and more in the heart of the reflections of company, which want to propose to their customers packaging more respectful of the planet, more healthy, and often the companies launch a vegetable packaging for launching an organic game, I think. And no, it's okay for me.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Sure. So in the market, we've definitely seen Europe being a leader in this space, really promoting the circular economy. Germany's been a great example. They've been able to manufacture PET bottles with Coke and have a return system where they get cleaned and reused. That's definitely something that's trending. We've also seen a lot of the major water brands adopt the recycled PET. Some like Coke's water brands and Pepsi as well, especially on the juice side. We've seen Naked adopting 100% RPET. We've seen players in the US in the healthy beverage side like Suja adopting 100% PET. The viewing plastic as a valuable commodity instead of trash once it is used is definitely a trend, and hopefully more and more legislation will come our way, such as the deposit system, where you get paid for the used bottles, or California's new RPET requirements for content. I think this is just the beginning, and more legislation is on the way.
Thanks, Leon. It's definitely an interesting strategy. So I'm sure many know that juices is a major sector in the HPP space, which is obviously why we're having this conversation today. I'm sure many of your customers contact you about HPP compatibility. One thing is creating a sustainable packaging bottle, but another is creating that same bottle that's compatible with HPP. So I want to ask, are there any challenges creating a eco-friendly bottle that is compatible with HPP?
Sure, if you want, Victor.
I'm go. I think there is a challenge, as I explained during the presentation. We need to have a flexible packaging, and with our material, the vegetal material, it's different. It's different kind of production, and we have to have a flexibility to accept the HPP process. So for the compostable bottles, there is a challenge, but we know now how HPP work, and we know that how to do it, how to do the design of the bottle, and to work on it to fit with HPP process.
Thanks, Victor. Leon, do you have any insights? Maybe touch on some of those validation practices when you guys were first looking into the space?
Sure. So on our eco-friendly options, the EcoClear is a small percentage of the actual composition of the bottle. And RPET performs just the same as regular PET. With regards to HPP, in scenarios such as hot filling, which is quite the opposite of what we're doing here. Our pet isn't able to do so due to certain technicalities like the IV grade. So it's great that HPP is a solution as a kill step without having to heat the product, so that we are able to use recycled PET. The design has a lot more to do, or plays a bigger role on the validation for the process. We've been very involved with the food scientists here and processor at the hyperbaric headquarters here, and done abundant amount of testing, and have determined the certain parameters that we need to be within to make sure that they withstand the HPP stress and pressure. Also work closely with cap manufacturers to make sure that's a big component to making sure it's a successful packaging.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely convenient that Captiva and I are both neighbors at our Miami office. I'd like to follow with another question. How do you communicate your packaging solutions? How do you communicate that your packaging solutions are eco-friendly to the end consumer? And also, if you could give some examples, maybe by your customers, communicating those to the end consumer as well.
And there is a point that we can communicate with our customers about how they can communicate, and we can say several things about the PLA bottle and how it is made, and what's the end of life of the bottle. We can say that this bottle is not plastic. This bottle is made without a drop of petrol, and it is certified by the European norm. And the legislation in France is at the time it's a little bit in trouble, that they said we cannot say that the bottle is compostable, because the people think they can compost it in their house, and they can compost it at home, but this is industrial composting, and we have results with industrial composting, not like with home compost. So we are thinking about that, and the market in France is on the way to change a little bit more, because there is other organisms who get in charge garbage and waste and bottle waste. So we are thinking that we are on a good way, and also our bottles not disturb the recycling process. In France, all the bottles go on the recycling process on the yellow bin, and after that, the recycling see that this is not PET, and they put the bottle away to the normal circle. And for us, the normal circle is okay, because the bottle does not contain toxicity for the environment. So it is a little complex to explain that, but our clients can say that they are not using plastic to their juices, and they can say also that the bottle is 100% made from vegetable material.
Excellent. On Captiva's side, we've seen that as a big challenge, to be honest. Educating a consumer is never easy, and it takes a lot of work and dedication. And we've seen a lot of brands do a lot of different approaches to this. Some of them, some creative ideas, like having a QR code on the label or printed on the bottle that leads to a video that explains the composition of the bottle and how the bottle has EcoClear and it's going to degrade faster if it does end up in a landfill, but how if it goes through the recycling stream, it's perfectly approved to be recycled and reused into new bottles. And it can't be any more clear on the rPET that it's bottles made from bottles. So we've seen that through a lot of water brands, like Aquapana is a great example. It's bigger than their logo, on the bottle where it says this bottle is 100% made from bottles. So we've seen that to be a great explanation on how to communicate it, right?
Yeah, definitely agree with you. In the B2B space, it's quite difficult to reach the end consumer, but some customers in that space get creative. QR code being one of them is a great idea, especially during these times that we're living.
Right.
I like to, Leon, I know you mentioned in your presentation, which I found quite interesting, that 90% of plastic and 70% of glass in the US ends up in landfill. So I wanted to ask, what are the challenges with eco-friendly packaging, making sure it reaches a landfill where it can break down? And Victor and Leon, what are your companies doing to help support this initiative?
As I said just before, we are very hope that the industrial composting will be more developed. We know that in France we have approximately 700 sites to make the industrial compost, and we know that other countries in Europe and in the world are already working with the industrial composting. So that we are hoping it's the make the collect of the bio waste to do a real industrial composting, and after that to use the compost to the agriculture, because that's the point where we know that our compost is good or simply normal for the agriculture. So what we said at Least Packaging is vegan bottle from earth to earth, because we use sugarcane waste, and after that we have a bottle we drink, which you put the bottle on the waste, and it's okay. There is no problem. You have the bottle on the industrial composting, and this industrial composting can be used to the agriculture. So that's our main goal for the future.
Awesome, that's quite impressive. Leon, do you have any insights?
Yeah, we do our part to try to promote and give our customers resources and data to back up the importance of proper disposal. We've seen that being a growing issue. It's with COVID, for example, we've seen now there's a pollution issue with regards to masks, and masks aren't necessarily, the material of masks is not necessarily the issue. It's more to do with the disposal. So really promoting the recycling of the product is key. And like I mentioned before, adding value to the trash is a key component as well. And well, in our local market, being the US, there is a relatively good management of disposal, and people are trying to focus on solving the plastic that's floating in the ocean. But the majority of it does come from 3 or 4 countries that are not even in our continent. So we have to do our part and hope that they do theirs, and continue to recycle and handle this properly.
Absolutely. I want to close it out with one last question. Where do you see eco-friendly packaging innovating in the future? Maybe you could touch on new products that your company is developing, or maybe some insights in terms of trends of what to expect. Feel free to answer to any of the above.
Yes, Leon, go first.
Sure.
Please.
So yeah, the ultimate goal definitely to generate a circular economy where we're not making new material, but reusing what we've already made, or at least the majority of the composition of the bottles being from bottles. That's definitely something that we see in the future, and it's coming at a fast pace. We've seen California adopt this with its goals of incorporating more and more rPET material in all packaging that is sold in the state. I think that's gonna, even if other states don't adopt it, there's a lot of national brands that are going to have to comply with that. And I don't think they're going to be making a bottle for California and then a bottle for the rest of the U.S. So California is going to lead the way and kind of force everybody else to join this movement. Definitely, I think that's the way things are going, and from a manufacturing standpoint, we're happy to be part of it and continue to incorporate this.
Thanks, Leon. Victor, do you have any insights?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to tell you what we are thinking at List Packaging and what we are hoping for the future. So I told you that we have installed our first license in Mauritius, and we know that sugarcane waste is a big resource and it's not really used today. And we know there is sugarcane everywhere in the world. We are hoping that we can keep using sugarcane with no deforestation, and only the sugarcane waste is a big and huge resource. So we are hoping that we can keep growth all around the world to produce juices and produce water and produce packagings in compostable.
Awesome, thanks. So actually, sugarcane is actually one of the trending juices that have been trending in the juice sector. So that'd be interesting to bottle sugarcane juice inside a bottle made out of
we have some project like that. Yeah. We already have.
Well, that's awesome. So that wraps up our session. I'd like to thank both you, Leon, and Victor for joining us. I'd also like to thank the attendees for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about List Packaging, feel free to visit www.listpackaging.com. And if you'd like to learn more about Captiva, feel free to visit www.captivacontainers.com. That wraps it up, guys. I'll see you guys all in the next session.
Thank you,
Okay,
Anthony.
thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Victor.
Bye.
Bye then.